The purpose of this meeting is to inform the public about I-75 and University Parkway interchange. This interchange will be a Divergent Diamond interchange, or DDI as we like to call it, and the whole purpose of this interchange is to build the interchange to the ultimate configuration. And so it's to increase the capacity of the interchange, increase the movement of people and goods through the interchange. We will also be adding an auxiliary lane on I-75 from Fruitville interchange up to University Parkway interchange. So that's basically the project in a nutshell. The specific features of a diverging diamond interchange, the main features of it is the interchange actually crosses over and you put traffic on what would typically be the opposite side of the road. The main reason to do this is for your left-hand turn movements becomes a free flow condition. So it becomes like a right-hand turn movement. And why we want to do this is for the reason of your normal left-hand turn movements are signal operated. So you'd have a red arrow, yellow arrow, green arrow. It gets rid of those arrows and those delays or times for your yellow clearance intervals and your red clearance intervals. That's what makes a DDI succeed, is by getting rid of those times, and so you actually increase the capacity of your interchange by doing that. Traffic will stop at where it crosses over. We do have signals at each side, but like I said before, the main concept is to get rid of those left turn movements, and so it takes what we call a four-phase signal movement down to a two-phase signal, and that's where you get the capacity. That's what makes it really shine. This is the first diverging diamond that was under design in the state of Florida. We now have many under design. This is the furthest along design, and this is also the biggest diverging diamond in the country. There are many other diverging diamonds in the country. Missouri was the first one to do it, but they have several now that are in place. Utah has them, North Carolina. There's some in Atlanta, Georgia, or in the outskirts of Atlanta. They're actually all over the country now. You know, the process is we start off with a PD&E study, or Project Development and Environment Study, and that was kicked off back in the mid-2000s. That's where we take all the data, look at all, high level, rule out any, killers of a job, and then we move forward. It goes to a public workshop, a public hearing. Through that process, which was all done, and then it gets submitted to Federal Highway, where they sign off on it, which that was all done, and I believe Federal Highway signed off on this sometime around 2011. Where we are now are in the design phase, and specifically we're about phase 2 plans, or 60% design. The whole issue we have is funding. Right now, currently, we are not funded for construction. It is a top priority by our state secretary and the DOT to help get this job funded. If we were to find funds, hopefully we could let this job to construction and would break ground sometime next summer, or summer of 2015. As far as the duration for construction, we have not gone to contract time, or we do not have that official statement yet, but we would put a heavy incentive, disincentive on the contract to help get this completed before the rowing event. Anytime we do a project, the whole purpose of the project is to enhance the movement of people and goods. And that's the whole point of the DOT, is to get people where they want to go in a timely basis. And so that's our whole mission, our whole goal. We actually have a project website. It's www.i75manatee.com. There is a link on that website for the University Interchange, and on that interchange we have all the project-related information, and we actually have a video that we showed here tonight that will hopefully be uploaded by the end of next week.
This is an important improvement for this interchange in being able to continue to move traffic through the interchange north, south, east, west as our area continues to grow. So this is going to help in providing that capacity at the interchange to be able to move in all directions for businesses, for residents of the area. Well, I believe that this interchange is going to increase the attractiveness of the area. It's going to be a benefit because you're going to be able to get to and from your origin and your destination. My sense is that the community's anxious to get it started. So everyone is excited that the design is well underway. and hopefully that proceeds on schedule and can get under construction as soon as possible.
Divergent diamond interchange is an interchange design that allows for more volume to move left as you go north and south on I-75. It's allowing for heavier left maneuvers, and the way you achieve that is by crossing over at one of these points where there's a current interchange terminal. You move on to the left side of the road, and then your lefts are free-flowing where you're not signal controlled anymore like you would be today. So you wait here for vehicles to come the other way, or you proceed through the intersection and get there on your own. You make your lefts here, and you're not impeded by a second signal once you've crossed over the first one. So it's more volume. It allows a smaller footprint design and construction savings costs for the project. This design is actually becoming more prevalent. There's about 20 that are already been constructed in the United States. This will be the first one in Florida. There are about 50 more under design throughout the country. So it's not unique in the sense that it hasn't been done. It's more new to Florida. As far as what makes it an improvement, it would be the actual crossings and the way it handles heavier volumes that can't be achieved with traditional interchange designs. And the reason it's so effective here is because we do have a heavy amount of lefts that go north on the interstate and go south on the interstate, both from Lakewood Ranch and from this side of University Parkway, where the town center part and the mall will be coming into play. Everything about this design will be fully signed, and the pavement markings will help also guide travel where they're going. There's pavement shields like you would see on other roads in the area right now that tell you where to go north on the interstate or south. There will be overhead signs located prior to the approaches that orient you in which lanes you need to be in to either go north or south on the interstate and to get to Cattleman or to get to Lakewood Ranch. So between the pavement markings, the overhead signs, and the actual flow of traffic through the cores, which are angled such that you can't go anywhere other than your one direction. Driver expectancy on poles that have happened in other projects throughout that have been constructed show extreme satisfaction with the way the DDI functions once travelers have driven through it. We often find that most travelers haven't decided that they've gone through one until they've been told afterwards, because it's almost so intuitive to follow the process. The main reasons is that it provides less delay for you. As you get to these signals right now, you have a four-phase signal, and it would replace that with a two-phase signal. So you get more green time, allowing less delay for individual motorists. It's also a safer design if you're a pedestrian or bicyclist, as you're allowed travel in the same orientation you're used to the right side of traveling vehicles. But now if you're a pedestrian, you have barrier wall protection, so you're further removed from the road. So between bicyclists, pedestrians, and travelers, it's a safer overall design. You do not have the same crossing T-bone potentials because there are not the crossing maneuvers that you see at current interchanges out in the area.
And what this does is bring the public up to speed on what they see, what they could see possibly in the future. This has been programmed for quite some time. And as we know, with the traffic that's building up out here, along with the upcoming mall, the rowing facility, we're going to see a growth in transportation needs and capacity needs here. So this is just one of the first meetings that they'll have, looking at the design of what they're calling the Divergent Diamond. And as you can see, it's really pulled the crowds in. And there's a lot of interest in this area for this. They want to make sure that the public's involved all the way through the project from the very beginnings. What you see here, for example, the boards, these are the initial drawings, the initial design drawings of this project. And it gives the public a chance to see what's going to possibly happen and give them the opportunity to offer input onto some of these projects. What a Divergent Diamond does is it helps to relieve some of the traffic conflicts that you have with the regular transportation facilities, the regular interchanges that you see along the interstates. It's a new concept. This would be the first one in the state of Florida. They're used in other states, from my understanding. And it'll be a great trial basis, and this is a perfect interchange for this to happen at. This is a very, 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 very early design mode, and this is to show exactly what the divergent diamond will and could look like. I'm sure there'll be some tweaking as they receive input from not only the public, but from the local officials. But it gives the opportunity, as I said, for the general public to give their input on it, as well as you'll see a lot of elected officials here also.